them. But if situation dictates and you absolutely had to, you can withdraw at 59.5 without that extra 10% penalty. If it's a tax deferred account, you're not going to forego the taxes. That is always going to be a factor. But at 59.5, that's when you technically can access those retirement accounts without the 10% penalty.
Peter, so good to see you. We're getting back to basics today, talking through retirement milestones, the ages that trigger very big financial decisions. There are a handful of ages that can dramatically shape your retirement strategy, affecting everything from taxes to healthcare. Some of those trigger dates can unlock benefits. Others can create costly mistakes if they are forgotten. So let's break it all down. First, we have age 62. This is when you are first eligible to claim Social Security, but should you?
Right. Yeah. If you need the income, you can take it as early as 62. There are a couple other mitigating circumstances where you could even take it younger than this, but this is the age that everyone is entitled to early claiming of their benefits. But the question, as you posed, Erin, should you? In most cases, probably not, unless you really need it. Now, between age 62 and your full retirement age, there is a significant increase in benefits. You get about 30% more benefits. Or in other words, if you take it early, you cut your benefits by about 30% of what you are fully entitled to. And I hear people saying, well, the system's in trouble. I better rush out and get it as soon as I possibly can. But listen, folks, if the system does have to cut benefits, that is for everyone. Whereas if you go out and claim at 62, that is you personally making a decision to reduce your own individual benefits. So if you do that and then the system does have to realign benefits, then you are cutting a benefit that you've already chosen to reduce. And so it's like a double whammy there. I would rather, if the system, and I have some doubts about whether the system is going to have to cut benefits, but we know that they have said that by the year 2033, they're only going to be able to pay out about 73 cents on the dollar. If we take them at face value for that, and then you go out personally and make a decision to reduce your benefits, that is going to be a significant cut in what you could have still been eligible to receive. So waiting till full retirement age does have some benefits, not only in the increased Social Security amount, but the ability to continue working and earning an income goes away at full retirement age. The penalty for working and earning an income. So if you claim early at 62 and you're earning too much, they penalize you and start to take back some of those benefits. And then after full retirement age, it's an 8% increase. As you can see here on the chart, every year past full retirement age, you get a full 8% more. The break evens for these are all right there around like 79, 80, 81 years of age is where all of these lines converge, depending on when you start collecting. But every year thereafter of life, and oh, by the way, not just your life, if you're married, your spouse's life as well, it will be a more profitable decision to have waited on this. So It's a very individual solution here. You need to really look at your unique specific situation. But in general, don't just rush out and claim and collect because you can without giving this some real forethought in planning.
Right. One of the most important decisions you will make in retirement. Yeah. All right. Next, we have age 59 and a half. This is when you can start taking distributions from your qualified accounts without that early withdrawal penalty. And you can perform an in-service rollover. Tell me about both.
Yeah. Well, most people don't actually start accessing their accounts at 59 and a half. Most people are still working, earning an income, and still at this point in time trying to build up those retirement accounts, not withdraw from them. But if situation dictates and you absolutely had to, you can withdraw at 59 and a half without that extra 10% penalty. If it's a tax deferred account, you're not going to forego the taxes. That is always going to be a factor. But at 59 and a half, that's when you technically can access those retirement accounts without the 10% penalty. But the second one, Erin, is something that a lot more people are realizing. That is the in-service distribution eligibility. And more and more, we are able to access the funds that are in our company sponsored plan where we are participants, roll them over tax-free to our own IRA at or after 59 and a half without taxes, without penalties, and you can better position those dollars for your future needs, for retirement needs, all while still contributing, participating, and capturing the match in your ongoing employer's 401k plan. So you're still a participant in their plan. You're still putting new money in. You're still capturing the match, but that life savings that you've built and accumulated, you get to take control of that. And that can have measurable benefits because the 401k is a great tool for investing to get you to the point of retirement, but it is not the best tool to make it through retirement for a number of reasons. We could have a whole nother conversation just on that. But more and more companies are recognizing that keeping their employees' money captive inside of that 401k as they are in the home stretch right before retirement is also not the best thing for those employees. They have to have some runway time to prepare themselves for retirement. And that's what the in-service distribution is really all about. You got more control. You've got more choices for the types of funds to use. You're not in the set menu that the company has selected for you. You can begin to do things like take advantage of outside investment options and opportunities, begin to position better for retirement, and even begin to manage the tax liability that you'll have on that account over your lifetime.
Right. All right, next one, everybody get out your calendars. This is important. We have trigger age 65. This is when you are eligible for Medicare. Peter, this is one of those dates you do not want to miss.
Right, because there is a lifetime penalty if you miss this one. Now, if you are still working, if you still have other primary insurance, that can be all well and good. You might not have to sign up for every part of the Medicare that you will eventually want to have or need. But Part A, you have to at least sign up for that. And it's not just, the day of your birth. You've got 3 months before your 65th birthday month, the month of your 65th birthday, and then 3 months after. So you've got a 7-month window of time here, but you do not want to miss this. This is a mandatory one because there will be lifetime penalties if you fail to sign up in this window. So go ahead and do that. Get a jump on that. I would start that process as early as possible within that 7-month window and make sure that you have done the mandatory, at least signing up for Medicare Part A. Again, if you're still working, maybe you don't need supplements or Part B or Part D, but you certainly have to sign up for the base Medicare enrollment at your 65th birthday.
That's a big one. All right. Another age that we need to mark, 70 and a half. This is an important age for anyone who is charitably inclined.
Yeah. And this used to coincide with when the IRS would mandate you start taking distributions, right? But now this one is for those who are tithing or donating or giving or charitably inclined in any way at 70 and a half. This is the time when you need to start skipping yourself and making those distributions directly out of your IRA. Do not make these contributions or give these gifts out of money that you have already paid tax on. Do this out of your tax deductible IRA because this is one of our best opportunities for truly tax-free money. We earned the money, did not pay tax. We invested the money, did not pay tax. The money grew, we did not pay tax. And now it's right there where the IRS is going to start making us very, very soon take withdrawals so that we have to pay the tax. And if we are charitably inclined, why not skip that step and give it right to a charity who will not pay tax on that as well? And then by the time we do get to RMD age, it counts and checks the box for that as well. So it's really a win-win-win all around, Erin.
And you brought us right to our last trigger age, which is 73. For most of us, this is when you are required to start taking those required minimum distributions.
Yeah. Right now, 73, if you're born in 1960 or after, that's going to be pushed even back further. But just because they push that back further does not mean that that's when you should wait to. That means that's when you're required to. That's when the IRS's plan is going to come into effect. But most proactive planners are doing a better job of managing the ultimate tax liability they will pay and bringing that down through some concerted and thought through strategies for how to handle those RMDs. You actually probably want to start earlier than what the IRS mandates. So if you're up on that date, if you turn 73 this year or are already 73, you're at the date where their plan is in effect and you are required that you must take those minimum distributions out. But just because that's when you have to doesn't mean that that's when you should wait until. And when we put together the optimized retirement plan for our clients at Richon Planning, we're looking at income and investments and taxes and legacy and healthcare expenses and bringing all of those pieces of the puzzle together. And proactive tax planning is one of the best opportunities that we have, Erin, and one of the most commonly overlooked. And it includes looking sometimes decades ahead at what these RMDs are going to be, but certainly if it's in the next 5 years or so, it's time to get really serious about planning for that.
Right. All of these trigger ages, very important. Also, Peter, it is helpful when you're working with someone who's in charge of that kind of calendar, not you. I know my calendar gets really messy with that kind of stuff. So if somebody would like to sit down with you, make sure that they are either prepared for these dates or proactively preparing and planning for them. What's the best way to reach you?
Yeah, give us a call at Richon Planning, 919-300-5886. We believe that everybody deserves to have a plan for lasting financial confidence. And that is why we put together that optimized retirement plan for folks who give us a call from viewing or listening to this program. It is a complimentary courtesy service. Again, that number 919-300-5886, 919-300-5886. You can also go online, richonplanning.com. It looks like richonplanning.com. And putting together that optimized retirement plan, I believe, is one of the reasons why the WRAL Voters' Choice and the News Observer have both rated us as one of the top wealth management firms in the area. So give us a call, take a look at that, see what that means, and some of the opportunities or sometimes some of the things that have been overlooked that we can help you spot and identify through that optimized retirement planning process.
Yes. Also, Peter, congratulations on that recognition as well.
Oh, thank you very much, Erin. We appreciate all the votes of confidence from those who have who've come, met with us, experienced what we're all about.
Yeah, well said. All right, Peter, thank you.
Thank you. Hey folks, Peter Richon here with Richon Planning. So glad that you are enjoying the podcast, Planning Matters Radio. One of the tools that we've put out there that people really seem to appreciate and really are finding of value is at 919retired.com. It is your retirement tax bill calculator. If you've got any kind of retirement account, your tax deferred, 401k or IRA, this is the website, this is the resource where you can go, you can plug in your own numbers, your information, you can slide the tool calculator up and down for your tax rate or your amount of savings and see what your tax bill is likely to be if you default and defer to the IRS's plan versus what you could potentially bring that tax bill down to. A lot of times it is a very significant savings. So if you have not yet, go to the website 919retired.com, run your numbers on the retirement tax bill calculator.
This has been Planning Matters Radio.
The content of this radio show is provided for informational purposes only and is not a solicitation or recommendation of any investment strategy. You are encouraged to seek investment, tax, or legal advice from an independent professional advisor. Any investments and/or investment strategies mentioned involve risk, including the possible loss of principal. Advisory services offered through Brookstone Capital Management, a registered investment advisor.
Fiduciary duty extends solely to investment advisory advice and does not extend to other activities such as insurance or broker-dealer services. Advisory clients are charged a quarterly fee for assets under management, while insurance products pay a commission, which may result in a conflict of interest regarding compensation.
Peter Richon and Richon Planning are not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency.